Davy. I'm awesome. Welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. So, as I've talked about numerous times, I have worked with many customers throughout my years. Working since I was 14, I'm 42 now, and most of the jobs I've had have been in customer service. But this week, I'm not talking about things that general customers say, like I hear from customers all the time. I'm going to get distinctive this time. Things that really dumb people have said to me. The first one, I've had several situations of customers getting confused on where the bathroom is. Several. I think the worst was when I used to work at a pharmacy. Because the pharmacy, the general area, had prepared food. Ice cream, to be exact. So because of that, by state law, we had to let people use the bathroom. We didn't, however, have to have a public bathroom. You may ask, why would you do that? Because the cleaning standards are different on a public bathroom versus an employee bathroom. But still, in some states, if you serve prepared food, you have to let them use the bathroom, even if it's employees only. So constantly working at this place, people would ask me where the bathroom was, and I would tell them. Go all the way down aisle 3, you'll see a door that says employees only, go in, it's to the left. And it was annoying how often I would get the follow-up question of, employees only? Am I allowed to use it? And that would annoy me every time. Most of the time, I would just let it sit in my head and just tell them, yes, you can use it. Only once was I having such a bad day, and this was such an annoying customer already, that I finally just said what I was always thinking. Why would I tell you where it was if you weren't allowed to use it? Do you think that I'm bragging that we have a bathroom? Like I'm sitting here going like, yeah, we do got a bathroom, it's awesome. Too bad you can't check it out. But that was more of a general customer thing. I dealt with that a lot. But one time, I was working at a grocery store, and like most grocery stores, there was only one register where you could get cigarettes from. And I was working that one. And for some reason, in most grocery stores, they always like to put that register next to the bathrooms. Whatever. But I had somebody coming up to me, really frustrated and flustered, as if they'd been looking all over the place. Come up to me and go, I've been looking all over. Where the hell is the bathroom? Turn your head. Yeah, you should look ashamed. Because apparently you looked all over, except for, to your right. But it gets dumber. For some reason at that same grocery store. The same grocery store I was working at, a different time. A while later. A guy comes up to me and goes, I want to return this. And he puts a bag of potatoes in front of me. You know what I'm talking about, the plastic bags with little holes in them and the potatoes. Puts them in front of me. And you can tell that they've been opened. Like he had the twist tie thing back on it, but you could tell it had been altered. Now at this place he had the receipt, so of course I was going to do a return. But they did have a requirement that I was supposed to ask. Oh, sure, no problem. May I ask, was there something wrong with these? Like, are they spoiled or something? Will you tell me? By the way, that's one we really freaking hate. Is when we ask if there's a problem of something, and you ask us to tell you, I don't know. That's why I asked you. You're the one that wants to do with return. Just freaking answer the question. But I looked at it. They look fine. I don't see any rotten ones or nothing. They smell dirty. Come again? The potatoes. They smell dirty. People, I admit I am not clever enough to make this up. That he was wanting to return a bag of potatoes because they smelled dirty. This is one of those, if I'm lying, I'm dying. He said the potatoes smelled dirty. Now, because of this, when people say stuff like that, my brain just kind of stops because it gets into my ear and then it gets to my brain and my brain's like, no, I don't want this going any further. So it takes a minute for my brain to actually start getting back to thinking. It's a defense mechanism, I think. But after a moment of stumbling, I finally go, sir, they smell dirty because they have dirt on them. They're potatoes. That dirty smell you're smelling is dirt. They're all like that. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. That's just how potatoes come. They come dirty. Because they're a vegetable that grows right out of the ground, and they pick them directly off the dirt. So they're dirty. Well, maybe you guys should clean them before you sell them. Well, if we did that, they'd rot a lot faster. Because that's just how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to take the potatoes home, and before you cook them, you're supposed to rinse them off in the sink.
Since when?
Since the invention of potatoes.
Don't be a smart ass.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, I just don't know how else to answer that.
Well, I've never had to wash potatoes before I cooked them. What?
Ew!
That was all I could get out. And that made him mad. Excuse me?
I'm sorry, but ew, that's disgusting. You make potatoes and you've never washed them before?
You know what? Get me your manager.
So I did. The manager did his return. I wouldn't have. Because that was the stupidest freaking reason to return potatoes. Because they smell dirty. Hate to break it to you. They are supposed to. The last one I'm going to get to. This will date how long ago this was. Nowadays, most places you go, if there's a no smoking sign, they have something on there. A picture or some notice clarifying that yes, that also means vaping. But I remember when vaping first became a thing, within its first couple of years. All the friggin' times I would have to argue with people that they could not vape inside of where we were, whether it was a restaurant or a store. And most people would give me the crap of, well, there's no sign. The sign says no smoking, so no smoking. And then that would usually be the end of it, except once. One time, after I told somebody who was vaping in my checkout line, you can't do that in here. She goes,
I didn't see a sign saying I couldn't smoke this.
The sign said no smoking.
It didn't say e-cigarettes.
It doesn't have to. Because whether it's a regular cigarette or an e-cigarette, it's smoking. There's no smoking.
Well, then maybe the sign should clarify.
Fine, then I'll clarify for you. No smoking cigarettes, no smoking cigars, no smoking pot, no smoking e-cigarettes. Do not send smoke signals. Do not smoke a ham or turkey in the middle of the store. I didn't have to get a manager for her. They heard me, came over, politely explained to her not to smoke, and then later pulled me aside and said,
Davey, that was funny, but don't do that again.
So there you have it. That's my story of this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications for when I post new videos. And leave a comment I can respond to in my next comment corner. Tell me some other times you dealt with one particularly dumb customer. Love you guys.